Nintendo Power would tell you some of it, but never everything. They never gave away all the secrets. And then they started coming out with guides. Once the guides started coming out, you know, people were able to pretty much unlock every secret. But back then, you had to do it all yourself. You had to burn every single bush in that game to find the dungeon entrances. And when you'd walk in and you destroyed some dude's door and he would take your rupees, you would be like, great. But you were kind of happy that you found some steps, because it made burning all those bushes worthwhile. Like, I finally found something, even though it's not what I wanted to find. Oh, hello, Luck, how are you today? I see you're quite fine. Say hello to my little friends. It's okay, great Luck. Just Final Fantasy? Have you played any Final Fantasies, Joker, or have you just missed them all? You were playing sports and stuff at the time, yeah. Yeah, I went through phases. A lot of the game systems I missed were during college and working. There was a point in my life that I had 2 jobs, and I hardly got out. I hardly was able to play games, I should say. So when I was doing that, it was pretty chaotic. Real life sometimes gets in the way of games. And now at this point, I don't know, maybe I'll make my full-time job playing games. Could be interesting. I mean, I certainly like them enough. I played the new ones. Oh god, Mystic Quest. I don't want to talk about Mystic Quest, man. Mystic Quest. You know, okay, I will say one thing about Mystic Quest. It was very linear, and it was very boring, and it was very bad, but I think that game was aimed at players, RPG players, who had never actually experienced an RPG yet. Like, if you actually gave that to kids, people who were probably about like 10 at the time, or somebody who had never played an RPG before, Mystic Quest is really, really good for hand-holding. I've experienced people saying that they enjoyed it a lot because it wasn't hard for them to figure out what to do, whereas, you know, if they had picked up, say, Final Fantasy IV at the time, they were just like, you know, I don't know how to play this game. This is way too complicated. So I think Mystic Quest was good for that, but for if you were already an experienced RPG player, there's no way. You look at that game and you're like, oh, this is so boring. I played it because I didn't realize it was going to be so beginner. I had no idea when I bought it. I was just like, I think it was probably a Christmas gift or something, because I was still a kid. But I didn't know it was that easy, but it was so boring. I just remember being so disappointed. But I was an experienced RPGer. I mean, I had beat Final Fantasy 1, where they give you, like, 0 direction on how to play the game. They don't tell you how to do anything in that game. So when you're given Mystic Quest, and they handhold, and they tell you how to do everything, you're just like, are you serious? This is like, why am I playing this? I guess I'm probably not going to keep this armor. I might take a look here. I will put it in this. This is my stash of things I'm not too sure what to do with. Also a couple of max belts. It's good times. You were 11. Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what, man, you could be... When Mystic Quest came out, if you were 11 and an experienced RPGer, you didn't need it. You didn't need that kind of hand-holding anymore. Played Ultima on the Nintendo. My brother was a huge fan of Ultima games. I was a little so-so on Ultima because, honestly, I think it had something to do with me really liking to take loot. And because you had to be kind of moral in that game and not steal from people, I didn't really like it, because I was like, I don't feel like I'm stealing. You know, I feel like I need some food, and it's on this table, but if I take it from this guy, he's going to be mad at me. And they really played up the whole morality thing. And at that point, most RPGs were just like, hey, there's an item, you can loot it. There's a chest, you can loot it. And I actually had to sit there and think about it, and I guess I was too impatient or something. I don't know. That's terrible. That sounds terrible to say, actually. It's like, oh, I didn't really like the game because I wanted to take everybody's loot. It's awful. But I don't know what it was. Sometimes I have a little bit of lack of patience when it comes to wanting to get through certain things. Okay, that is a crappy ring. I totally wasted a scroll on that. Just get rid of that and pretend it never happened. back out and see if we can get some more awesome loot. Why not? I want... My goal here in farming this area would be to see a legendary, because I don't even know what legendaries can drop in here. Any, from what I understand, but I'll be satisfied if that happens. I guess I should see. I don't even need clarity on when I'm farming this area because it's so easy. It's too low level. But I don't care. I may actually level up these guys maybe this time. My favorite Final Fantasy? My favorite Final Fantasy is probably 7, but I'm also very fond of 6 and 4. And that's the Japanese numbers, because all 3 of those games are amazing. 7 is the one that really impacted me because the PlayStation 1 looked so good, the graphics were so advanced, the story was confusing as hell, and playing the game you had no idea what was going on, and your desire to find out was just so strong. 6, great characters. I loved all the different skills that everybody could use, and of course 4 had a great story. So those are my 3 favorites. 7 probably wins out by just a little bit, only because I had a better experience with it. I had a better experience. I was more probably emotionally involved in the story. And it's not just the parts about Eris, just the whole, like, not knowing what was going on, like, because Cloud was so confused and his memories were all messed up. You lived that with him trying to figure out what he was trying to remember. And then at the end of the game, I mean, because I was young, it was hard to understand exactly what happened, so you kind of made up what you thought happened. And eventually, you're reading wikis and all kinds of other stuff in the game that helps you understand what happened, but it was a pretty cool game, and I really like the materia system in that game as well. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I like Path of Exile. I like gem slots, I like skilling up gems, and being able to change my skills whenever I want to. You know, I will level up a gem as far as I want, and then use it. Final Fantasy VII had that system, which was completely awesome. The battle system can definitely make or break a game. Oh, yeah, I think everybody made that mistake, to be honest, Mako. Everybody used Eris because she was the healer. I mean, she was the one who was like, she was best at healing, and all of her limit breaks were healing, and if you needed a healer in your party, you put her in there. Like, oh, Eris, of course. Like, people didn't know they weren't going to be able to use her. It was such a huge thing. I mean, everybody was just like, no, all the time I spent. I felt the same way. And then everybody spent, do you remember all the controversy of trying to bring her back, and everybody seeing if they could, like, hack her and get her on the last disc or whatever? It's like, can we get Eris back? Can we just, there must be something we can do. It's because, yay, ding. Now I'm 42. Excellent. It's because of all that time spent, and she was the healer. It was just obvious. You just make her the healer, and then it's a done deal. But hopefully, most people were leveling their materia, and it really wasn't that bad, because then you could just kind of hand the materia over to somebody else, but it was the principle behind the thing. You had no idea that was going to happen. I mean, seriously, what game killed characters before that one? Any? I can't really think of any at the time. No games killed characters. Everybody lived, and it was happily ever after all the time, especially American games, which Final Fantasy VII was not, being made in Japan. So everybody was just shocked. I had no idea what skill point I would have put in. I was like, wow, they actually killed a character. How could they do this to me? All the time I spent leveling. I think that's where my emotional investment was, though. It was more, I spent all this time rather than I missed the character. Because, I mean, it was sad, but it didn't depress me that much. Okay, that was Alt and not Control. I need to hit Control in here. New. Yep, gems like Final Fantasy VII and passives like Final Fantasy X. That's exactly right. That's what Path of Exile is. I think they did good homework in picking good systems. I mean, really, they did their research. I think I know where to put my point in, actually. I'm remembering where my point was. Summon a zombie here. Same level as your Templar, you're 42. Yeah, this is my highest character since I've started. I mean, I have not been playing this character, like, very hardcore. I've just been floating along. Because it's mainly the character I play by myself. One of these days, I'm kind of stalling her, because I'm hoping that Apocryphile and I will catch up with other characters, and then I can switch to this one, because I really like playing this character. But I think some stuff that I skipped earlier is this cold tree, and I'm going to go down it now, I think. Because what I did before, you guys can see up here, went all the way up here, and click to allocate. Oh, I didn't actually get this yet. That's what I was going to get. I'm glad I looked. I want to have one additional curse. Now I'm done with the curse part at the top. So from here, I'm going to go back down and get my cold stuff. But I basically have curses never expire, which is great. Cast once, done on each enemy, and now I can have 2 curses. And here I thought I already had that. That's me paying attention. But yeah, down here I'll be going down this cold area here, and there's some other things that I might get some of these, but they're not really, not the weapons one. Some of the cold duration. Over here, some more cold damage. Not a lot though. We'll see. Because cold is my main source of damage, so I definitely have the next 3-4 points mapped out, which will be these 4 here. It's definitely fun. What curses? My favorite curses are Enfeeble and Frostbite right now. But depending on how much crit I decide to give this character, I might go for the crit curse too. I'm not sure. I might actually substitute Enfeeble for that. But I like Enfeeble because if I get myself in a tight situation, then there's a possibility I might live because it weakens the enemy so much. But these are the 2. Some of it's gem dependent too. I mean, I haven't gotten all the curses yet. I'm still missing a few of them. I mean, it's a matter of farming the actual skills. So once I get everything, I can make a better decision. But these are my 2. Frostbite makes sense. Not like I need to use it at this level at all, but yeah, I had the mouse cursor turned off actually, because it annoys a lot of people. I don't think that it would, when I can point stuff out, it would help, but I don't know, I think it might annoy people because I use the mouse, you know, you have to walk around with it, so it might just get in everybody's way. I don't know, it would be better. I've done that before. I've hovered over the other people's, like the stream. There's a couple times when people have been either standing still too long, like if I would just stand here for a while and do nothing, I would try to actually click the screen or maybe hit escape or something to see one of the menus, because it's like, you know, or if they're looking at their passives too long, I'm like, man, it's done, just hit escape, alright, this is enough. Like, because you start feeling like you're playing. I can relate to that. Twitch is very emotionally investing, it really is. You really start to like feel like you're a part of what you're watching. The joys and the sorrows of the caster that you're watching. Which is the general good mood or general bad mood. This is why I'm not a rage caster. So if people enjoy watching people rage and they really think that that's fun and like to rage with them, I don't do that. I'm kind of a calm level caster. I don't even know what it would take for me to rage at this point because I can't remember the last time I have. It's just not something that comes naturally to me. I'm very laid back. Alright, look, now I can actually do 2 curses. I was wondering why 2 didn't show up before. There they are. Alright. Alright, Hillock. You do not want zombies. You don't want to hit me. I'm just a quiet little witch. It's fine. I'm so over-leveled for this zone. Keep hoping I get some good gear for our lower-level characters. That's mostly what I'm doing now. And looking for uniques, of course. Always looking for uniques. My summons are owning. Well, it's, you know, I'm over-leveled for the zone. I mean, let's check out the level. I know it's pretty ridiculous. It's 33. I mean, They should be owning. Plus, I have extra damage, I think, on my minions. Right now I've got zombies attached to minion damage. So, they're doing 51% more damage than normal, which is pretty good. Skeletons are as well. So yeah. Under-level zone and extra damage on minions. It makes it easy. I mean, that's why I'm farming that place, because I have characters that are lower level than that, still have the same amount of chance of getting a unique as anywhere else, and honestly, I don't feel like progressing right now, so I'm just gonna farm and just do what I want. I do a lot of this farming by myself, too. I figure it's boring. Maybe I'll do something else. I remembered earlier that we had a lot of Torchlight 2 to play, because we got interrupted by our Borderlands playthrough. Is it really? Wait, no, that one's, do you mean in my stash? I have a holy mail? That's pants? In my stash. Oh! I think it's that, is that the white one that I picked up with all the sockets? I know you're supporting my pants obsession. Yeah, I actually can see my mouse, by the way. You were asking how I click stuff. I can actually see it. You guys can't. In fact, let me, I'll ask your opinion on this. Let me pull up my Path of Exile settings. This could take a while, though, because my computer's just like, no, don't click on me. Alright, I'm gonna turn on the mouse. And, okay, now, you guys should be able to see the mouse now. And I don't know how annoying it is, because I've been in Path of Exile streams before, and a lot of viewers will say that the mouse is irritating and would rather not see it, because when you're walking around, you can see how it trails, and it gets in the way. Now, when I point out stuff, you know, I can do this and circle around stuff, and you guys know what I'm talking about a little bit better, but the 5-socket armor, yeah, I might actually, Orb of Alchemy that. You still can't see it? Wonder, I probably have to restart with it then if you guys don't see the mouse. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. XSplit is so touchy. Just turn it off too before I forget. In most cases, I leave the mouse off. One of the games that I left it on was Don't Starve, because Don't Starve seems to be the kind of thing where it's not too annoying. And I actually have to use it to attack enemies. So that's where I usually... It's like any game where you're using the mouse button to attack. These guys are... Guys, come on, good drops. Good drops. Which reminds me, let's see how much rarity and stuff we have. We have 23% increased quantity and 36% increased rarity. It's not bad. It's not bad. Being that this is my highest level character, you know, my gear is not optimized by any means. I think honestly this stage of the game is kind of one of my favorite stages to begin. It's where my gear is not optimized, and I have a lot of reasons to fall. I mean, I've picked up 3 uniques. I mean, seriously, that's not very much at all. I have a lot of uniques to get. I have a lot of currency items to get. I don't even have a GCP yet, I don't think. I don't think I've gotten my first one, which probably isn't going to happen for a while. I will get them eventually, and then I'll have to decide which gems that already have quality that I'll quality up. That's going to be a hard decision. Or keep them for trading, since they are the standard in training, and have them for a long time. Yeah, I don't really worry about the optimizing stuff until I hit higher level. I mean, honestly, optimizing is for running those maps. If you get to, like, when do they start dropping? 60s, 70s? That's the time to really save a lot of your high-end optimization stuff, all your currency items. I mean, sure, have fun and use some of them, but like the really good stuff. Like, I would never use like an Exalted or something on like a level 40 item, and it's not the wisest thing to do. Which I'm sure a lot of people have done it before, not knowing what they have. They probably don't know how rare that stuff is either. Because if you don't know how rare it is, you just use it thinking, well, I'll get another one. You know, like the mirror. You get the mirror, and you're like, oh, I'll just get another mirror. Oh my god. Maybe never. You may never get a second mirror. But I'm usually pretty careful with it. I sometimes will use alchemy orbs a little earlier than I should. And they seem to be rarer now in open beta than they were in closed, because I had a ton of them in closed. And in open beta, I think I've got like a small handful. I've got 3. I've used 1. That's not a lot. Alright, where did I put that armor? It's in here. Holy chainmail. So you're telling me this holy chainmail is going to put pants on my Templar? Do I understand this right, Mako? You wouldn't lie to me, would you? Because that would be good, actually. Now, if you're anything like me, it could just be a memory issue for yourself, because I sometimes don't remember everything exactly right. I try. Sometimes I'm wrong, though. Try tomorrow? Yeah, I might. See, I guess I'm worried, Joker, if I turn the mouse on and then it annoys everybody, I'm gonna have to restart the stream to turn it off because XSplit is so uncooperative with that. I think I might just rather have it off. I don't know. Yes, I have to remember, since my mouse is off, that when I point to something that I just need to hover over it a while. Like if I say, look at my wand, and then I just wait and let you guys look at the wand, then move on. Just from my perspective, I can see the mouse, so I forget that you guys can't. I'll try to remember that. Man, I'm excited about these races. I'm definitely going to have to check it out and see when the next one is going to be. Which I think you said tomorrow your time at 12. Is there one tonight? Or is it's definitely tomorrow at 12 Eastern? I wonder, it's probably a solo race too. It's a shame. Though I might be able to solo race and have Apocryphile racing on his own as well. That'll be nice and distracting. All I have to do is make it to 11 and live to get a point, which I know I can do. I just have to take it easy and not try to be the top tonight and tomorrow. Oh, that's right. You said there was one around 10 o'clock your time tonight. That's the one I'll probably be asleep for. I'm probably going to be napping so that I can be up tomorrow and doing my thing. Or 3 tomorrow, one tonight, 2 tomorrow, 3 tomorrow. There's so many. It's so great. I mean, you used to have to wait like a week for one. And then there's really long ones too. I'm not a fan of the week-long races. There's just no way. Like, I can't imagine. It's too much dedication. It requires too much dedication for me to like play through a race that takes a whole week. Like, I would get impatient. I don't even know if I would stick to it. All it would take is one day of me not being interested anymore. You know, like, I don't feel like playing, and then I would feel like I lost like a whole day or however many waking hours I had. You know, like, it's reasonable to probably play for like 8 hours a day or something. That just, I don't know, when you have these people playing these things that don't sleep, or they tag team, and you've got different people playing the characters 24/7, man, I don't know. I'd still have to go for the same stuff that I always go for, which would be whatever their minimum levels are, so I would just get points for participating. Because it's not really worth it to me to try and compete right now. Because I am in no way, shape, or form pro, and I would have to train a lot of hours to be pro at this game, which at this time is not in my interest. Yes, it's Holy Chainmail. Okay. Well, I do have some Holy Chainmail, and it's probably level early 30s. So my Templar is getting close to that. What did we get to today? 26? 26? I think we got to 26. So I'm getting pretty close, actually, to having pants. But see, then what happens when I put the pants on, and then I upgrade to something else? I'm somehow going to have to deal with loss. But at least I will have had pants for a short amount of time, right? My desire to keep pants on my Templar has me not using slight upgrades. Damn, they must look really good then. This is what's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna do the same thing. Damn, that's an upgrade, but it's just ever so slight. You know what? I'm gonna keep the pants. I admit sometimes, you know, fashion is a little bit more fun than function. Although if it's a clear upgrade, you know, if it's a clear upgrade, you get to the point where you're just like, damn it, I have to give up my pants. I mean, you're gonna have to give them up at some point. We won't talk about that bad day, though. We'll put that out of our minds for now. As far as you're concerned, you could have pants forever. Look how big that guy is. He's really tall. I think it's his additional life or something. He looks amazing. I tell you, I love the detail in this game. I don't know if the witch has any good detail at this point with what she's wearing, but when you zoom in and you can actually see the reflection of their armor, it's really well done. I was looking at the chainmail and the Templar earlier today and just amazed that it looks, I mean, it looks shiny, it looks like metal. It's good graphics. It's the D2 I always wanted. What can I say? Huge fan. Updated graphics, updated skill systems. A really cool itemization method. Hey look, a blue holy chainmail, but you know, I can always make the other one better because it's got 5 sockets. It's way better. I don't need that one. I've got my pants. I've got my pants safe and sound in the stash. Let's see what level they are. It is level 35. Oh man, I don't know if I'll make it to 35 in my next play session, but I'm getting close. Yeah, and quality it up first too. Yeah, I might as well do that now actually, because there is a high probability that I'll forget, because I do intend to do it all the time, and then when I go and actually, like, I get so excited about changing the item into a magic item or a rare item or something, I just fail miserably. I think I'm lagged right now. It's not letting me use my final one on there. It's making me doubt whether or not I right-click or not. That's odd. The server is not working. Okay, there we go. 20%, a 166 5-socket holy chainmail. Pants. Pants is all that matters. It's pants. Yeah. And then I probably will actually alchemy orb on this character too, but I don't know if I want to do it just yet. It's so tempting. Why can't I have like an endless stack of alchemy orbs? Man, I had so many in closed beta. You just don't even know. And so many. And I am definitely lagged right now. Look at that, it's not loading my items. Yep, there it goes. Let me check the time. It's 4:05. How ironic that I made it to 4 o'clock and Path of Exile starts crashing on me. Is that irony? Maybe that's not irony. That's just kind of a bum situation. Maybe it's... I don't even know what to call that. It's probably not irony. Well, the game doesn't want you to see the stats, apparently, because it's going to crash before I can do anything. Let's see if we can go in. If it lets me back in, we'll alchemy orbit. It did. Oh, look at this. Look at that. This game crashed. You guys see that? When the game crashes and you're picking up items, the item goes on your pointer. Which, I don't know if you can actually see the pointer. I'm assuming so, because it has armor on it right now. If not, there it is in my inventory. The game was even trying to take my pants away. Trying to take my pants from me. I get pants, game tries to take it away. Easy come, easy go, right? Alright, well, you know what? We're gonna alchemy orb this, because my witch is... well, she's a little high level. It's possible that it could get some mods on here that are gonna make this armor higher than level 35. It's very possible. So we'll give it a shot and we'll see. Let me see what item level this is, actually. What is it? I think it's eye level. I don't remember what the command is for item level anymore. Maybe it's just item level. 35. Okay, so I guess it can't have anything higher than 35. I think we'll be alright then. Alright, these stats, they better be good, or some heads are gonna roll. I mean, I actually have a pretty decent stash of Chaos Orbs. If I get really bad stats, we might consider re-rolling it, so we'll see. Alright, here we go. You guys ready for this? Everybody ready? I'm afraid to look. Let's see what we got. 11 to strength, 56 to armor, 41 to maximum mana, and reflects 38 physical damage to melee attackers. I don't think we got a bad stat at all in there. That actually rolled pretty well. Yep. It's weird, Joker. I wonder why you disconnect a lot. I know yesterday they were getting DDoSed, so if you were disconnecting a lot yesterday specifically, it was because of that. But I don't know. I think that's a pretty successful roll, actually. I mean, it's not uber, but we're talking about level 35 here, so I would say that everything that rolled is something that fits the build of my Templar, because he needs strength. I'll always take extra armor, and I definitely need mana, and because I'm melee, the physical damage to melee attackers works out, so I would say that that was a success. And now I'm never going to be able to upgrade from this. You realize that, right, Mako? Because I have this armor. It's totally awesome. Upgrading from it is going to be impossible, because nothing is going to roll correctly. I'll have like 2 stats that are better, then I might have some resists I don't need, and I guess the good news is with open beta you need resists more than you need enclosed, because, man, I don't know if you guys have gotten to the lightning boss. Let me tell you, it's pretty ouchy if you do not have good lightning resist. I think that was one of the bosses that killed me before I realized just how important resists are now. Way more important than before. So yeah. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, Reflect isn't the best, but it's doable. It's doable. I think having one bad stat, or one stat out of 4 is better than having 4 stats. And usually these things roll with, you know, some kind of a stat upgrade, like to strength or something like that. Here's where I put it. Pants. Torment rep. Torment. That might be accurate when I have to get rid of it when I'm going to upgrade. So yeah, I guess I'm just going to throw some of this stuff in the stash. And I guess I'm done for the day. I definitely do not want to be online when Twitch does their maintenance. And hopefully, Joker, you'll be able to find somebody to watch and you won't feel too alone. Hopefully they don't stay down too long and it's only like a 5 or 10 minute, if that even, maintenance. Maybe all they have to do is reboot something. It could be instantaneous. But I know for right now, they said brief. So hopefully they meant brief when they said brief, which should be a short amount of time. Anyway, well, thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate the company. It was a lot of fun, and I hope to see you again. I am Lochiver, and this is Game With Us, and I will see you guys tomorrow.